Welcome to the first video of Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology is an Eastern science of astrology. It's a branch of the Vedas which pretty much explains our horoscope based on our place of birth, our time of birth, and our date of birth. Vedic astrology, just like the Western astrology, has 12 zodiacs. However, there's a slight difference here. Instead of other planets which are mentioned in the Western astrological science, Vedic astrology pretty much considers just 9 planets. And these 9 planets are the ones which, when you draw a Vedic chart, which you can see on the screen, are placed on the 12 zodiac signs. So this is the way a Vedic chart looks like. If you look at the first house where my cursor is, you will see the first house, which is also the ascendant, and then we move along anti-clockwise. And this is the way the North Indian Vedic chart is presented and made. And if we move anti-clockwise, we go on to the second house, and then the third house, and then the fourth house, then the fifth house, then the sixth house, then the seventh house, then the eighth house, and then the ninth house, the 10th house, 11th house, and 12th house. So pretty much you have 12 houses or zodiacs, which you can see on the screen, and the 9 planets which are placed on these 12 zodiacs. As we have just seen, the ascendant is the first house. And don't worry about the number which is mentioned here for now, because we're going to get that into later. For now, just understand that this is the first house, and then as we go along anti-clockwise, the numbers keep increasing. So this is the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. And as you can see, that there is no planet in the first house, and there is no planet in the second house, there is no planet in the third house. There is one planet, which is Ketu, which is actually the southern node, in the fourth house. Then if you go along to the fifth house, you see a planet here. This is Venus. And then if you go on to the seventh house, you see a planet here. And there are actually 2 planets here, Mercury and Sun. If you go on to the 7th house, you see a planet here, which is Jupiter. If you go on to the 8th house, there is no planet. If you go on to the 9th house, you see 2 planets again, which is Mars and Moon. And the 10th house has again 2 planets, which is Saturn and Rahu. And when you see this little R here in front of Saturn, SA, that means retrograde, and then we're going to get into that in our next videos as we go along. The 11th house has no planets, and the 12th house again has no planets. So as you have seen, there are 12 zodiacs which can be depicted in a Vedic astrological chart, and there are 9 planets which are sitting in these 12 houses. And this is how a Vedic chart is prepared. And once again, this Vedic chart is prepared based on the place, the time, and the date of birth, because that exact very moment, that exact very date, and that exact very time, date, and place these planets will be sitting in their respective zodiac signs, which are these 12 zodiac signs. Now, the first zodiac sign, as you can see, it is Aries. And like I said, don't worry about the numbers which are mentioned here for now. We'll get into that later. But the first zodiac sign, which is ruled by the first sign, is Aries. So Aries actually rules the first house or the first sign. The second house or second zodiac sign is ruled by Taurus. The third zodiac sign is ruled by Gemini. The fourth zodiac sign is ruled by Cancer. The fifth zodiac sign is ruled by Leo. The sixth zodiac sign is ruled by Virgo. The seventh zodiac sign is ruled by Libra. The eighth zodiac sign is ruled by Scorpio. The ninth zodiac sign is ruled by Sagittarius. The 10th zodiac sign is ruled by Capricorn. The 11th zodiac sign is ruled by Aquarius. And the 12th zodiac sign is ruled by Pisces. So this is pretty much what the rulership is. Now, if I go back to these numbers, you will ask me, why is the first house showing number 10? Why is it not showing number 1? Why is the second house showing number 11? And why is it not showing number 2? Well, you have a point. And basically this 10 has come when we draw a chart, because at this particular place, time and date of birth, the ascendant was Capricorn and not Aries. So while the natural ruler of this first house is Aries, which is number 1, the real ruler at that particular moment, that particular date, and that particular time is Capricorn. And that's why we have put number 10 here. And Capricorn, as I've explained earlier, is the 10th zodiac. So the first house or the ascendant here in this chart is ruled by Capricorn, and then we move along. When we see here number 11, it's Aquarius. Number 12, it's Pisces. And again, it starts with number 1, which is Aries. Then it comes to the sign of Taurus, then Gemini, then Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo, then Libra, then Scorpio, then Sagittarius, and then again, as we've already done, the first house, which is ruled by Capricorn. Now each of these signs, basically the 12 houses or signs or zodiacs, consists of 30 degrees. So if you look at it from a scientific point of view, the entire zodiac would be 360 degrees, and each sign would constitute of 30 degrees. So you will see here certain degrees here mentioned, and these are the degrees which will depict how much a planet has moved into that sign out of the 30 degrees. So as you can see here, Venus, which is 18.39, it has moved out of the 30 degrees, it has moved 18.39 degrees at that particular time, place, and date. So you'll be able to figure out how many degrees has a planet progressed into that particular zodiac. So hypothetically, if we were to draw this chart tomorrow, then the position of the planets will change, and their degrees, which are shown here in their respective houses, is also going to change, just because of the fact that the planets are in constant motion. So here we consider Sun also as a planet, because we know that Sun doesn't move, but the reason why we are showing Sun as a planet is because we are constituting, or we are drawing this chart based on the fact that we are on Earth. So as a relative measure, means relatively, while we know that Sun doesn't move and all the planets go around it, since we are sitting here on Earth, the Sun is going to move, because in relation to the Earth, which actually moves around Sun, but we are considering making a chart here while sitting on Earth. We are considering that all other planets, including Sun, are in motion in relation to the Earth. So that concludes our first video, where I have explained you what are the 12 houses, what does degrees means, how many degrees is constituted in one zodiac, what are the 9 planets, and how a Vedic chart looks like. And as we go along, we will go into further details of what each house or zodiac depicts, because every house and zodiac depicts a particular area of our lives. And what do these planets represent, because these planets are also significators of various things and various things pretty much, which affect our lives. And each of these planets have a particular characteristic, and it'll be interesting to see how these 12 zodiacs and 9 planets do affect our lives. So I hope you enjoyed this first video, and we will meet in our second video shortly. Thank you.